How's everybody doing tonight? Yeah? Yeah? All four of you that just yelled?
Yeah.
Alright, good. I'm glad everybody came out to the Rowdy Comedy. We normally try and start around 10, and by 10 I mean 10:30, and by 10:30 I mean when enough comics show up. But we finally have a full list tonight. We got, right now we have 6 signed up. We should have 7 or 8 by the end of the night, so I'm glad everybody's here and listening to me. That's good. I found out recently, I try to be a carefree kind of guy, and I found out recently that I have a fear of death. I don't want to die, which sucks because I really do think I'm going to probably die before I'm 30. I guess that's not funny to everybody else, but to me it's a joke. But I deliver pizzas for a living, so I was driving the other day, and I saw a funeral procession, and there was only one car behind the hearse, and I stopped at the red light, and I was like, I guess I gotta let them go ahead of me. And then there was only one car behind them, and I was like, man, that sucks. That sucks for that guy. And then I thought, well, fuck him, nobody liked him anyway. Gotta let that one set in, I guess. I was delivering a couple weeks ago, and there was another funeral procession, and I was on Brook Park Road. Everybody familiar with Brook Park Road? Woo! There's a lot of car dealerships, and I had to deliver to Nissan, which is on the left when you're heading west. And there was a big funeral procession. A lot of people liked that guy. And I actually ended up getting they merged into my lane, which I thought was weird because there's a cemetery down the road. And I had to turn left, but the two dudes who were directing the funeral procession, one of them drove up next to me and still had his window rolled up and was screaming at me that I was in their funeral procession. I said I had to turn left to go deliver pizza. I said, fuck you, man. I'm doing the Lord's work. I'm delivering pizza. That guy's going to a hole in the ground. I don't think anybody's waiting for him. I don't know. Just thoughts I have. You want to hear a dark one? Last Christmas, I had been seeing a girl about 2 years, and last Christmas, I was raised a Jehovah's Witness, so me and my cousin, we get together every Christmas because we have nobody else to celebrate with. And all we do is we get drunk and stoned and whatever else we can find. So we got into a fight a couple days before Christmas, and she came over to my parents' house, and we were all getting drunk, and she pulled me in the kitchen. She goes, I don't want to fight anymore. I said, I don't want to fight anymore either. And she goes, I bought you a Christmas present. And I was like, I bought you one too. Here it is. I gave it to her. It was just, a necklace. And she goes, well, because we got in that fight, I sent your Christmas present back. And it was a hockey jersey, which is like $300 for the one I wanted. Because I sent it back because we got in that fight, which means she never bought it in the first place. But she did proceed to tell me that in the previous year, she had gotten 2 abortions that she knew were my kids.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, well, joke's on her because I like more expensive gifts anyway. And I was like, is it an abortion or a miscarriage for hire? I don't know. I'm going to bring up the guy who's probably going to host most of the rest of the show. He's a very good friend of mine. He's going to do some jokes for you, and then he's going to introduce everybody else, because I'm a lazy fat shithead. Very good friend of mine. He doesn't drink unless it's water, so buy him a water. Good friend of mine, Jared Kogar, everybody. Give it up for Just Jess Smith, everybody. The first time Jess came here, he signed up on the list as Jess. And I asked him, I was like, what do you want to be introduced as? He's like, just Jess. And it's become a little bit of a staple here, but it's Jess Smith. I'm not going to call him just Jess Smith, because that's such a basic fucking name.
Sounds like a wrestling name.
Yeah, it does. It sounds like a jobber. Like the guy who gets beat by everybody. I was waiting for him to laugh at that. Fuck all you, I don't care. But, I don't know, anybody here into politics? Do people like politics?
Fuck Whitey!
Can you say that into the mic, please?
Fuck Whitey.
I love this guy. Turns out his name's Whitey. But I don't know. I've been fed up with politics because I wasn't raised to be political. Like I had mentioned before, I was raised a Jehovah's Witness, and they're taught to, remain neutral because man doesn't make the laws, God does. And the fact that you all didn't laugh at that is a big problem. But no, seriously, what I do have a problem with is political correctness. I'm tired of that shit. Like, I can say whatever the fuck I want because I love gay people. I love transgender people. I love most of the other races. Yeah, see, you're all fucked up for laughing at that, man. But no, I mean, have you ever noticed though that like the politically correct people, a lot of people fight for free speech, and most of the people that fight for free speech are either bigots and racists and people who are just hurtful, or it's people who are all about free speech until you say a word they don't want to hear. And I would stand in line with those people. I would totally go to rallies and stuff, and they'd be like, "We want free speech. We want free speech. Except the words we don't like." And I would just be like, "We want free speech. Bitch! We want free speech. Retard!" Just because I think everybody should be allowed to say whatever they want to say. And then, you got like, the Ku Klux Klan. They have their, 2, 4, 6, 8. Who do we really hate? Blacks! Well, no shit, it doesn't even rhyme. You're just fucking jealous. But I really do think anybody has the right in America to say whatever the fuck they want to say, whenever the fuck they want to say it. If they come off sounding like a fucking moron, that's their problem. But that's what I think Pocahontas meant when she said you could paint with all the colors of the wind. You can use all the words in the English language, and you can paint with all the colors of the wind. But I say fuck that hippie bullshit. So next up is a friend of mine. I've known him for quite a while, and you worked for Obama on his last campaign, did you not? And I'm sure he lives in Washington, D.C. now. I'm sure he's working on whatever Yahoo they're gonna fucking bring up next. But he's one of my favorite Yahoos, and I love him very, very much, and I'm glad he does comedy at the rally. Justin Streckle, everybody. He came to the rally about, I guess, maybe a month, maybe 5-6 weeks ago, and just totally wowed me. And I was looking for a spot to fill for the show I was doing after the open mic last week. And I put out an SOS on Facebook. I was like, if anybody knows how to get a hold of Bob Kinner, let me know. And then I realized I could search Bob Kinner's name on Facebook. And we had one mutual friend. So nobody fucking knew who I was talking about when I put that SOS out on Facebook. But what's funny is this is a nice little segue, him talking about Anne Frank. I live in an apartment. I live in what some would call a duplex, but really what it is it's the upstairs of a house converted into an apartment. And my landlord, she has 4 dogs, and the next comic I'm going to introduce here was part of this. He's my cousin and my best friend. You'll all know him when he gets up here. But we were thinking of a funny, every house has a name these days. There's Dag House, there's Flop House, there was all kinds of them. And we're like, well, what are we gonna call this place? And we came up with the Annex, because I have a lot of cubby holes in my house that people could hide behind, or in rather. And there's dogs downstairs, so every time they bark, me and Devin go, shh, be quiet. But they're not German Shepherds, so I guess that joke's not that funny. But anybody here a Star Wars fan? Anybody? Really? Like there's like 6 people in this whole room are Star Wars fans? Really? I can understand why you would say fuck Star Wars, because George Lucas is a fucking racist. In the original trilogy, one black guy. In the 70s, one black guy. And it was an awesome black guy who went on to play Harvey Dent and be the spokesman for Colt 45. The second trilogy, Mace Windu, and he fucking died. They killed him. It was an old, crusty white man who fucking killed him. If my calculations are correct, That's 50% of the black population in the Star Wars Galactic Universe. And that's galactic genocide. But at the end of the movie, you've got Darth Vader. At the very end, what does he get? What is he? He's a crusty old white man. That's a joke from Chasing Amy. The new Star Wars trailer that came out this past 6 months.
Fucking newbies.
There's one black guy. What is he? A fucking stormtrooper. That's a white suit, all you not nerds. Anyway, I'm gonna bring up our last comic, my best friend and cousin. Love this dude to death, and I hope he makes you laugh this time. Devin Newson, everybody. Keep it going for Devin Newson, the best of the worst ever. Hey, did y'all have a good time tonight? Hey, did y'all have a good time tonight? Oh, wow. The fucking, that whole back of the room sucks. No, I'm just kidding. Some of you are cool. The ones that I know. But, hey, thanks for coming out to Rowdy Rally Comedy. Next week, it's probably going to start at 8 o'clock, so get here at 6:30. I love everybody. Thank you to all the comics who came out tonight, and everybody else can eat shit. Bye.